Good day, and welcome to the Lilly Roddy Show, coming to you from the LRS studios here in Houston, Texas. Thank you for joining me this week. The weather here in Houston has been warm even after our cool front, but as we all know, here in Houston, it can be 80 degrees on Christmas Day. And of course, all this warm weather really promotes pollen and my allergies, so I will try to make it through and not cough so much. So there's my apology before I start. Every December I do a holiday lecture series on the Dow Jones chart, the USA chart, and the Houston chart. This year, December 3rd, 10th, and 17th, I'll be doing those lectures. If you're interested in attending, you can contact me at LillyRoddyShow@AOL.com, LillyRoddyShow.com, or on Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest. And that is Lilly Roddy Show, not just Lilly Roddy. And if you haven't, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at the end of our broadcast. This week, we're having an easier week. We have 3 long void of course moons on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The ones on Wednesday and Friday are more troublesome as they occur during the active times of the day. Let's look at our activity for November the 2nd through November the 8th of 2014. Sunday, November the 2nd, the moon transits sensitive and psychic Pisces for the entire day. And as a note, we are back on Central Standard Time as of 2 a.m. this morning. Most of the aspects occur early in the morning, and that's when we are most likely to be the most energetic. The moon trines the sun at 3:10 a.m. We feel emotional at ease in the very early morning hours. It's a perfect time for sleeping and dreaming. The moon sextiles Pluto at 5:45 a.m. Internally, we're trying to integrate our deeper emotional needs and at the same time create a greater sense of financial security, especially for the future. We feel the influence of our past this morning. The moon trines Venus at 6:56 a.m. After all that difficult emotional processing, it's time for a treat. This is a good time to sleep in late or have some extra mocha in your coffee. There are no more aspects for the rest of the day, but the moon is not void of course. With the moon in Pisces, this is a good day for rest and retreat. Monday, November the 3rd, the moon travels through Pisces, the sign that has a sense of unity for all life, as our day begins. However, she will become void of course in Pisces at 3:05 a.m., and will remain so until lunchtime, when she enters Aries, the Let's Do It Now sign, at 12:53 p.m. So plan important events after lunch. The moon trines Saturn at 3:05 a.m. The person who wrote the song, Whistle While You Work, must have had this aspect in his or her natal chart. If you're up early, you're getting things done and feeling good about it. The moon is now void of course in Pisces at 3:05 a.m. until she moves into action-oriented Aries at 12:58 p.m. After the lunch hour, we will all feel a lot more motivated. The sun sextiles Pluto at 4:48 p.m. With this combination of planets, we're easily more able to make changes and adjustments in our lives because we see the benefits that come in the future by addressing change and making decisions right now. Since this aspect has been in play for a couple of days and will continue to be in effect, it's a time of internal processing. It's a very good time for making decisions, planning strategies for growth, and expanding our connections by applying our talents to a larger social cause. This combination helps promote sanity and rational choices. which is always a good thing. Late in the evening, the moon squares Mars at 11:52. Although it's late, we're still feeling a bit unsettled. All of us feel a bit defensive and on edge. A workout at the gym or a drive to the beach would certainly help a whole lot. Tuesday, November 4th. Today is election day. The moon resides in Aries, the sign of the warrior, for the entire day. Because the moon in Aries, because the moon is in Aries, and this is election day, we'll all feel much more personally tied to the results than we usually do. The moon squares Pluto at 8:07 a.m. Our emotions are running the gamut this morning. We are struggling to break free from our current stifling conditions. We're in a cleaning out mood this morning, and the process of cleaning up and cleaning out could aid us in our desire to break free of our past. The moon conjuncts Uranus at 11:29 a.m. This combination of planets pushes us toward more freedom to be ourselves. If you're in a place where you're being restricted, and this is a very volatile time, you won't be bullied. You won't be bullied, and you could cut off your nose to spite your face, but that won't matter. Keep your exit strategy handy this morning. There are no more aspects, but the moon is not void of course. Wednesday, November the 5th. The moon starts the day in Aries, the sign of the explorer. However, she will become void of course in Aries at 7:25 a.m. as most of us begin our workday. And she will remain so until mid-afternoon when she enters warm and willful Taurus at 3:33 p.m. Plan your more important meetings and events after this time. The moon trines Jupiter at 12:01 a.m. Hope and best wishes fill the air for this very early morning. It's a fun time to be out with friends for an early breakfast. The moon opposes Mercury at 7:25 a.m. We start our morning with a very purposeful intent. We want to be organized, but we may be rushing things a bit. Slow down and enjoy the morning. You'll find this is a beneficial time to use for blogging, responding to emails, or rearranging the spices in your pantry. The moon is now void of course at 7:25 a.m. until she enters security-loving Taurus at 3:33 p.m. and is no longer void of course. We now feel more stable and want to make the rest of our day as productive as possible as the moon enters Taurus. In the evening, the moon sextiles Neptune at 11:49 p.m. It's a perfect evening for relaxing and reflecting on our lives. Creature comforts mean a lot to you this morning. Certainly they mean a lot to my cat. Surround yourself with the people and the things you enjoy most. And since my cat's a Taurus, you know he loves creature comforts. Thursday, November the 6th, the moon occupies Taurus, the sign of the Earth Mother, all day. In the morning, the moon trines Mars at 5:39 a.m. This is a great morning to be up early for a walk at the park, or getting to work early and starting on a new project. Our actions meet with little resistance. The moon trines Pluto at 11:18 a.m. We are oozing earthiness and practicality this late morning. We are careful and thought out. Projects move along smoothly this morning. In business, this is a favorable time for financial planning. The moon opposes the sun at 4:23 p.m. This is the full moon in Taurus. Economics and their impact on us are elevated today with the full moon in Taurus. Taurus in astrology tends to reflect the idea of our values and the things we think are important. The sun is in the sign of Scorpio, which is all about shared values and how our value system integrates with those around us. The full moon can shine her light on the areas of our lives where we feel the most vulnerable. Some of us will feel uncomfortable with the light in this shadowy area, while others will see it as a way to escape from the fear of loss and doing without. The moon opposes Venus at 10:31 p.m. Our Taurian theme continues even into the evening with the moon making contact with Venus, the ruler of Taurus. Relationships are being highlighted this evening. We want to be more connected emotionally so that we can feel a greater level of intimacy with the people in our lives that we trust the most. But really, it's a great evening for pie and ice cream. Friday, November the 7th. The moon journeys through indulgent Taurus to begin the day. However, she does become void of course in Taurus at 10:17 a.m. and remains so until she enters clever and perceptive Gemini at 7:45 p.m. So either get your stuff done early, before 10:17 a.m., or wait until after 7:45 p.m. when the moon enters Gemini. The moon squares Jupiter at 3:59 a.m. If you're awake, you're looking for something to eat. Enjoy that late night snack. The moon opposes Saturn at 10:17 a.m. We are towing the line and lifting that veil early in the morning. It's a great morning to get your agenda in order, follow up, and get those things done. Watch out for your negativity. You could feel alone or victimized with this transit. The moon is now void of course in Taurus until the moon enters quick-minded Gemini at 7:45 p.m. and the moon is no longer void of course. Even after the moon enters Gemini, there are no planetary aspects for the remainder of the day. Stay with your agenda and you'll have a productive day. In the evening, we're much more lighthearted and looking for entertainment or an escape from our drudgery. Saturday, November the 8th, the moon spends the day in Gemini, the sign of versatility and duality. The moon squares Neptune at 4:21 a.m. This aspect is best experienced asleep. Normally with this aspect, we need to retreat from the everyday world, and we already are. Mercury, planet of communications and travel, enters Scorpio at 5:09 p.m. and will remain there for about the next 19 days. Mercury in Scorpio should indicate a time of choices and decisions being carefully thought out before any action is taken. The emotionality of words will have a greater impact than just the words themselves. The moon sextiles Uranus at 7:42 a.m. 7:42 p.m. The evening is much more lighthearted, and we're looking to get away from everything that limits our fun and adventure. This is a great evening to be social, out with friends, or even entertaining clients as long as you like them. Our intellect needs some amusement this evening. Well, I want to thank you for joining me this week of November the 2nd through the 8th, 2014, and allowing me to share my astrological view of the world. If you have questions or you would like a personal session with me, please don't hesitate to email me here at LillyRoddyShow@AOL.com. This is the Lilly Roddy Show, coming to you from the LRS studios here in Houston, Texas, reminding you to keep those stars in your eyes. Bye-bye.